Hello folks, welcome again to this channel. It's been a minute. We're here again. Now for first time viewers, this is a channel about the built environment. We're talking about anything building. We're talking architecture, interior design, landscape design. We even talk about building codes. We talk about structured fees, professional fees, drainage issues in the environment, sanitation, anything building. So if you want anything on architecture, you want anything on the environment, this is the channel for you. Now this is the purple view. Now significance of purple, you know what it is. We're talking about good taste, luxury, inspiration, originality. Purple. Now today's video is going to be a very short one. I just wanted to take a brief look on our urban landscape and streetscape, in this country, in Ghana. Aside Tema, which seems to be well structured, it doesn't even have the relevant or the required streetscape or street furniture that is required. But it is well planned. It looks well thought out. And aside that, we don't have any district or suburb or place in Accra that has made a conscious effort to authenticate space through different spatial planning ideas, or different housing types, or even the road networks. There's no conscious effort to do that. And I think it's imperative that we begin to look at our urban landscape and streetscape a lot more seriously, because currently what we have in this country is quite there's no right word for it, but what you find is locally made containers, locally made kiosks, and in extreme cases you have shacks which have been built by salvage building materials, and this is what you have littered across the streets of Accra. All the major streets of Accra, you look left, you see these development, and it gives a very bad visual aesthetic to our city centers. It gives a bad visual aesthetics to our streetscape. And I think we as designers, we as building professionals, we as city planners, and we as a people, as citizens, we need to take a second look at our streetscape, because definitely it impacts on our tourism potential, because visitors coming to this country for the first time obviously would not get a good visual aesthetic as far as streetscape is concerned. Now, talking about streetscape, I just wanted to make a brief comment with regards to our footbridges and even our vehicular bridges. Our engineers are doing a brilliant job, but I think that we as artists, we as building professionals, we need to collaborate with these engineers to come up with more visually stimulating bridges, that definitely would impact our streetscape. And I think that a lot more architects, a lot more artists, a lot more building professionals could team up to come up with these visual landmarks. I think it's quite important. Now, when we talk about urban design, we are talking about making places for people, the creation of place of beauty with distinctive identity. That's a key word here. We're talking about distinctive identity from suburb to suburb, from district to district. Creating those spaces within the context of the city, within the context of urban design. Now, I think that when we talk of streetscape, we're talking about pedestrian movement, or people using bicycles. Now, I think that it is quite imperative to consciously create certain commercial areas within these sidewalks that would help foster social interaction, that would help foster that communal spirit, and that would help reveal the lifestyle of the average Ghanaian, the culture of the average Ghanaian, on people just, driving along the street. Now, driving along the street can tell a whole story about we as Ghanaians, and I think that the urban landscape and streetscape, even without talking to anyone, will definitely send a signal. It definitely sends a story to people who are coming into this country. But even aside the visual aesthetic, aside the tourism potential, I think that we as a people need also to consciously put a lot more work in our streetscape, especially issues with sanitation and all that. Now, I think that you're consciously creating that commercial pockets would help quite a bit. Now, with issues of distinctive identity, we want to introduce landscaping. When you're entering a different suburb or a different district, you want to have visually stimulating street furniture. And I think landscaping, trees, different kinds of trees, would help sell that visual aesthetic, And the plants, by virtue of their foliages, can be distinctive from place to place, from district to district. So that is also quite important that we introduce that in our streetscape. And then also, I want to finally, but also important is the introduction of public art. And I think that we have a few on some of our streets, but it's not quite near enough. I think we should do a lot more of the public art that would impact the viewer, it would impact the visitor, in our country. It shows the culture of the Ghanaian, our way of life, simply by that public art that we do. And I think it also a good visual aesthetic for our streetscapes. Thank you, folks, for watching, and I would like to say a brief thank you to my 58 subscribers. I urge you to continue subscribing to this channel, and for those of you who haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, and I think you'll get a lot of information on the built environment, the opinions. If there's anything that you would want us to discuss, that you can also feel free to write in the column below. This is the Purple View, and we'll talk to you again. Thanks for watching.